Before I even stepped foot inside the Red Lion Inn, I heard it. A scream. Not loud, not dramatic, just this faint, guttering wail that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It was 11:47 p.m. and I was standing alone in the gravel lot, my flashlight flickering like it was already begging me to turn back. I told myself it was the wind, maybe an animal in the woods nearby. But as I stood there, frozen, I swear I saw the upstairs window blinds twitch, like someone or something was watching me. That was my first sign this wasn't going to be an ordinary night, and trust me, it only got worse from there. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Tonight I'm taking you with me on the creepiest experience of my life. I spent the night in a haunted pub, and what happened left me questioning everything I thought I knew about the paranormal. Stick around because this story is wild. So let's set the scene. The Red Lion Inn sits on the edge of a tiny village about an hour outside of London. It's been around since 1742, and from the outside it looks like your classic cosy British pub. The stone walls, ivy crawling up the sides, a faded sign swinging in the wind. But locals, they don't come here anymore, not after what happened. You see, this place has a reputation. People say it's cursed, that it's a magnet for restless spirits, and the stories, they're chilling. Because back in the 1800s, the pub's landlord, a guy named Thomas Harrow, supposedly went mad. Legend says he'd locked his wife and daughter in the cellar one night during the storm, boarded it up and left them to die. No one knows why. Some say he was drunk, others say he was possessed. When the villagers broke in days later, they found him hanging from the rafters in the attic. And the cellar, empty. No bodies, no trace of the family. Just claw marks on the walls like someone or something tried to dig their way out. Since then, people have reported all kind of weird stuff. Footsteps when no one's there, glasses shattering on their own, even full-on apparitions of a woman in a white dress wandering the halls. The current owner, he's this grizzled old guy called Nick. He told me he only keeps the place open for ghost hunters and thrill seekers like myself. He doesn't even step inside after dark. So why did I do this? Honestly, I've always been obsessed with haunted places. I've stayed in creepy old houses, even abandoned hospitals, you name it. But this pub, I don't know, it just felt different. The second I heard about it, I got this itch, this pull, like I had to see it for myself. So I packed my gear, camera, the audio recorder, flashlight, definitely some snacks, and I booked a night, alone, no crew, no backup, just me and whatever's waiting inside. I got there around 9 p.m. Mick met me outside, handed me the keys, and he basically bolted. He didn't even look me in the eye, just muttered something about keeping the cellar door shut, and peeled out into his truck. That should have been my first red flag, but I brushed it off. I mean, I'm here for the spooky stuff, right? So, inside was like stepping into a time capsule. The air smelled like mildew and stale beer, and every step I took made the floorboards groan. I started in the main bar area. There's this huge oak counter, scratched up and stained, with a cracked mirror behind it. I set up my camera and I did a quick sweep with my audio recorder. At first, it was quiet, maybe too quiet actually. No crickets outside, no wind, nothing. Just this heavy stillness that made my skin crawl. About 20 minutes in, I heard my first weird noise. I was near the fireplace, cold obviously, no fire going, and there was this faint tapping, like fingernails on glass. I spun around thinking maybe a window was loose, but every pane was shut tight. I hit record on my audio gear and just listened. Tap, tap, tap. slow, deliberate, like someone was testing me. I said out loud, "Hello? Anyone there?" You know, the classic dumb move, and the tapping stopped. Dead silence. I laughed it off, told myself I was imagining things, but my heart was pounding. Next, I went upstairs to the guest rooms. There are 3 of them. They're all tiny, with peeling wallpaper and creaky single beds. The hallway up there is narrow, barely wide enough for me to walk without brushing the walls. As I reached the second room, I felt it. This cold spot, like I've walked into a freezer. My breath fogged up, and I'm not kidding, the temperature dropped at least 10 degrees. I checked my phone, 11:02 PM. I set my camera down to film the room, and that's when I saw it in the viewfinder. A shadow, not mine. This tall, thin shape darted across the wall behind me. I whipped around. Nothing. No furniture to cast it. No lights flickering. Just an empty room. I'll be real with you guys. I was pretty freaked out. But I kept going. I headed to the attic next. The stairs were steep, almost ladder-like, and the trapdoor at the top was warped, like it has been forced open too many times. The attic was pitch black, even with my flashlight. It's all exposed beams and cobwebs up there, and the air felt thick, like I was breathing through a mask. I started recording again, and that's when I caught my first EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. I asked, "Is anyone here with me?" And I played it back. Clear as day, this raspy voice whispered, "Leave!" One word, sharp, angry. I nearly dropped the recorder. By midnight, I was back downstairs in the bar, trying to shake off that voice. I figured I'd camp out there for the night. It's less creepy than the attic, right? Wrong. Around 1 AM, the glasses behind the bar started rattling. Not loud, just this soft clinking, like someone was brushing their fingers across them. I grabbed my camera, zoomed in, and one of the pint glasses just slid. Maybe 2 inches across the shelf, then stopped. This is England. There was no earthquake, no breeze, just pure, unexplained movement. I was done playing brave at that point. I yelled, "Okay, I get it, you're here," and the clinking stopped. But the feeling of being watched, that didn't go away. Okay, this is where things went from crazy to straight up terrifying. It was about 3 AM, the witching hour, right? And I'd been dozing on a bench in the bar, trying to ignore the little noises that kept popping up. I'd lock all the doors, triple check the windows, but I still didn't feel alone. Then I heard it. A thud. Loud, heavy, like something just fell. It came from below me. The cellar? Now, Mick had warned me about the door. It's this rusted metal thing behind the bar, padlocked shut. I hadn't touched it all night, but that thud, it was too real to ignore. I grabbed my flashlight and camera, my hands shaking, and went over. The padlock was still on, but the door, it was rattling. Not hard, just this subtle vibration, like something was pushing from the other side. I don't know what possessed me. Curiosity? Stupidity? Whatever. But I unlocked it. The stairs down were stone, slick with dampness, and the air smelled like rot. My flashlight barely cut through the darkness. It was like the shadows were swallowing the beam. At the bottom, there's this small room, maybe 10 by 10 feet, with crumbling brick walls and a dirt floor. And those claw marks? They're real. Deep, jagged scratches, some stained dark like old blood. I started filming, whispering to myself, "This is insane, this is insane." When my flashlight flickered and died, complete blackness. Then I heard her, a woman's voice, soft and broken, singing. It was this old lullaby. "Hush little baby, don't say a word." But it sounded wrong, like she was crying through it. I fumbled my phone, turned on the light, and that's when I saw it. It was a figure in the corner, white dress, long dark hair covering her face, just standing there, swaying. I couldn't breathe. I said, "Who are you?" And she stopped singing. Her head tilted up, slowly, and I saw her eyes, empty, black, like holes in her skull. I bolted. I dropped my phone. I tripped up the stairs, slammed the cellar door shut, and shoved the bar counter against it. My flashlight was back on when I got upstairs, like it never died, and my phone, it was on the bar, not in the cellar where I dropped it. The footage I'd taken down there, gone, just static. After that, I didn't sleep. I sat there, my back against the wall, watching the cellar door until the sun came up. My heart was racing the whole time, and every little creak made me jump. Around 4 a.m, I heard footsteps upstairs, heavy, deliberate, pacing back and forth. I didn't dare go to check. Whatever was in this pub, it didn't want me here, and I pushed my luck too far. As the sky started to lighten, things did quiet down. No noises, no more cold spots, just an empty, eerie building. I kept replaying that moment in the cellar in my head. Was it real? Was I hallucinating from exhaustion? I don't know, but those eyes, I can still see them when I close mine. I packed up at 6 a.m, I grabbed my stuff and I got the hell out of there. The second I stepped outside, it was like a weight lifted. The birds were chirping, the air felt normal again. But I kept looking back at that upstairs window, half expecting to see her watching me leave. So, that was my night in the Red Lion Inn. I went in thinking I'd get some cool footage, maybe a few spooky sounds for the channel. I didn't expect that. I've done a lot of paranormal stuff, but this place, it's on another level. I think Thomas Harrow's family, or whatever's left of them, is still there, trapped in that pub, and they're angry. And what did I learn? Sometimes curiosity comes with a price. I'm still shaken up, still processing it, but I survived, and I've got this story to share with you guys. Would I go back? Honestly, no. That place can keep its secrets. Alright, that's it for this one. What do you think? Have you heard of the Red Lion Inn? Got any theories about what I saw down there? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you've got suggestions for other haunted spots I should check out, let me know. I might need a break after this, but I'm always up for a challenge. If you've enjoyed this, hit the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you haven't already. And ring that bell so you don't miss the next adventure. Trust me, there's more coming. Thanks for watching, stay spooky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.